All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So we're going to talk some Charlie Kirk, and I would imagine that people have a lot of questions about what they saw on Barron's stream last night. I gave him permission to talk about that, so he wasn't doing anything. He went way out of his way actually to make sure he was not stepping on me or any other, no law enforcement, none of that. So I really appreciate how he handled that, and I haven't really decided exactly how I'm going to go forward with this. I will talk about it at some point. My plan is I have a video that I'm going to put out with the entire FBI briefing that we sent to the top of the FBI. Like the literal director of national intelligence for the FBI is who got that briefing. So I'll show you guys that in the video and I'll give you guys some context. And then I think I'm going to do a live stream on Tuesday evening where I will tell like the full story, color in any missing parts, and you guys can ask me whatever you guys want. However, I will tell you this. I have, this is something that happened months before I got on the Charlie Kirk is alive, and this thing was an operation, among these guys, belief system or whatever, theory. And this coming back, this has never dissuaded me, once I got onto the Charlie's alive thing, and what I believe explains the fact that there was this, and for people who have no idea what I'm talking about, there was an incident where I was turned on to it's really complicated situation, but I was turned on to a potential threat by looking into people who were physically at the Charlie Kirk event, which turned into a very large thing that ended up having me interact with some very, very high people up in the government. Because I had to report it, I was like, had to report it. And I'll tell more about that later. But when it comes to that's effect on my belief that this was the operation that I've been laying out in my Manufactured Martyr series, it has no effect on that, because I believe that part of what they probably would have done, if I am correct, and obviously nothing I've ever said about Charlie faking his death or any of the people being involved is a statement of fact. I'm just doing a thought exercise. So there's no statements of fact going forward here. But what I've always hypothesized that they would have done, since, part of the plan would have been to pin this on, violent leftists. And no, I don't have an issue with that, because the violent leftists are real. They're real. They're very real. And, so it is what it is. But if your plan is to fake a death and then pin it on leftists, then what would you do if you are them? You would interact with them on all of these little social media platforms and get them to show up, right? Like you infiltrate their groups digitally, okay? And if I'm right about the military being involved, then like, do you think that military intelligence and the intelligence agencies are not infiltrating leftist groups? They are, for sure. So all you do is just let people know. It's like, hey, something big is going to happen. Hey, we're going to get Charlie Kirk on September 10th. And then that way they will show up, And so someone physically being there, if I was right about that person, or not even I was right, just if the people who tipped me off were right about that guy, and if this code that Barron showed you guys last night was real, still, you're talking about two separate issues in my mind. Okay. Now, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to go through some new content that came out that I am forced to comment on, because I don't understand how this is staring people so directly in the face and they're coming up with the wrong conclusion. I don't even understand. Wolves and Finance's video yesterday, right, was excellent for part of it. And then we get to the end and I'm like, wait, what? Like, you went from setting it up to where you're going to land on my hypothesis, which is that this thing was an operation, they faked it. You showed me a completely new clip that I did not know about. Okay, where one of the guys is doing a very obvious countdown from 5 minutes, 4 minutes, just like I'm doing a countdown to you liking this video and subscribing to my channel right now. 5, 4, 3, 2. See, look, right there. If you haven't subscribed, you're in the minority. 29% are holding out. You guys can do it. You can get in the majority right now. And then when that should have made it completely obvious that I was definitely right about my hypothesis, he ended up on Palm Gun Palm gun. Okay, so we're going to talk about that conclusion and how ludicrous it is. Like the palm gun thing is the most absurd, so stupid. And there's no offense on Wolves and Finance, man. I'm sure there are lots of categories that he's much smarter than me in, and I'm not trying to shit on his video. I liked his video, but like, bro, the palm gun thing is so dumb that I actually am entertaining the fact that it's possible that he did that on purpose, like where he got us all the way there, and then, he's worried about defamation, so he's all, and here's the stupidest conclusion ever, and I'll just let Jesse on Fire come over the top and correct the record. Now, I want to start the Wolves and Finance portion with this clip from Wolves and Finance's video, okay? So this person, I didn't even realize this is the, they follow me too. Candace Owens News. What's up, dude? Following you back. But yeah, so Candace Owens News, it says, this one is big. Wolves and Finance is raising the possibility that Charlie wasn't just a colleague, but potentially Candace's handler, pointing to old photos, timing, and text messages that hit very differently in hindsight. Is it confirmed? No. Is it worth examining? 100%. When the pieces don't sit right, people are going to look closer. Here is a clip, but the full video is epic. I very much enjoyed his video, even though I am definitely going to make fun of his final conclusion. But this part is very interesting. Okay, so we're gonna look at this real quick, and then we'll get into his theory on how Charlie was actually killed or whatnot, and the hugest thing ever that he discovered and still didn't put together, that I had never seen, the countdown. But anyway.
These guys are posing with this hand sign. And it's not just one person, they are both doing it. This is intentional. The more I look at this photograph, the more I realize how bizarre and creepy it is. It's even more strange in the context of this being the inauguration party for Donald Trump. It is like they're sending a message to a secret society as if to say, mission accomplished.
Now, this part, I was itching to respond to. This is one of the greatest 4chan trolls of all time, okay? The OK hand gesture is now listed as a symbol of hate. Like, what? Oh yeah? Okay. So I'm pretty sure that Charlie and Tyler Boyer are joking here, because this was like one of those things where 4chan convinced the world that this meant white power or something, dude. And then check this out. What about this one? This is my actual favorite of all time, is this one, dude. This is legitimately the most epic troll in the history of the internet right here.
A popular cartoon character turned internet meme, Pepe the Frog, has been added to the Anti-Defamation League's database of hate symbols. In a press release, the organization wrote the character had been, quote, used by haters on social media to suggest racist, or other bigoted notions as a hate symbol, end quote. That came after the frog appeared as caricatures, including Hitler and a Klansman, according to the group. The frog originally appeared in the Boys Club's cartoons in 2005, but gained popularity as the sad frog meme shared by celebrities, including Katy Perry. He was also dragged into politics this month. Donald Trump's son posted a photoshopped image showing his father and the frog as the deplorables.
Oh my God, it's so stupid, dude. The wokesters made it so easy, man. Pepe the Frog. Pepe the Frog is a sign of white supremacy, guys. Hey, why are you wearing that Pepe the Frog shirt? Obviously, I hate black people. I mean, what other reason would I be wearing a cartoon frog on my shirt? It's the dumbest thing of all time. All right, so I just skipped over about, 10, 20 seconds where he says that the OK sign probably means that they're in a secret society, which maybe, or maybe they're joking around because the 4chan troll is hilarious. But
what is also important is that this photograph happened before Candace Owens started working for Turning Point. This photograph was taken in January 2017. Candace started working at Turning Point in November 2017. Candace Owens has been doing the most thorough investigation into Charlie Kirk's death. She says this.
Yeah, Kanye sent this now infamous tweet. I love the way Candace Owens thinks. I believe, and I'm saying this retrospectively, that from that moment onward, Charlie and I were assigned handlers. Okay, this is an expression that Kanye used to say, have a handler. I thought that he was just saying that. I thought that he was referring to just Hollywood. I now very much believe that I have had handlers since 2018, and that things were done intentionally to pull me and Charlie apart.
What? Let me tell you something. Okay. If Charlie was her handler, I mean, doesn't seem like she was getting handled. I don't know. Like, what's the goal of the handler? They're like, we don't want you saying anything too provocative. She's all, okay. All right. I guess I'll not say anything then, because that's all. I mean, she doesn't seem like a person who is very easily like handled. Anywho, but the point is, if he was in charge of handling her, things have gotten a lot worse since he is not handling her, though. It seems like if they're, if he's supposed to be handling her and keeping her away from causing trouble for the elites, like, man, as soon as he was gone, he's like, I told you I was doing a good job, dude. Look at her now. And no, if I'm right and he was juking this thing and he is still alive, he could not reach out to her and be like, hey, I'm alive. Just calm down. That is not a thing that you can do once you have taken this one-way ticket.
Candace Owens does not realize is that there is a growing possibility that her handler was Charlie Kirk himself. If Charlie Kirk was already involved in a secret society in 2017, it is likely that he was given the task of keeping an eye on Candace Owens. I think that Charlie Kirk was a double agent from the beginning. Candace has released a bunch of text messages between the two. Charlie Kirk says, "Are you ready for the war that's coming? We gonna fight, we gonna win, they will lose." Candace responds, "So effing exciting." Charlie says, "Yes." Candace is not gonna like me saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I think it's the truth. In my opinion, those text messages read like Charlie Kirk is trying to groom Candace Owens to become part of their secret operation. It did not work out because Candace Owens is really bad at taking orders from people.
That is the understatement of the century, dude. That is the understatement of the century. But also, I would just like to point out that when you say that someone was in charge of handling someone in the way that he's laying out, it sounds essentially identical to a leader in a political action, organization who finds an incredibly talented, rough around the edges speaker, right? Like Candace at the beginning, and then shines her into the diamond that she became. Like, is that grooming and handling them, or is that like what everyone is aiming to do who's in a role similar to Charlie's? Is how I would look at that. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just know that I think that okay sign was them trolling after the 4chan thing. And if they made that up themselves, God tier troll. Now, let's look at something here though. Okay. Cause now we're going to get into, whether I'm right or not about this. Okay. So I want to show you guys this portion of Wolves and Finance's, video, because this is where we're getting into whether Charlie faked his death or whether he was murdered. Okay. So Wolves and Finance has an incredible video here. Okay. Like, I really enjoyed it. I don't know how much of it is correct, but there's a couple things that I wanted to react to, specifically. So up to this moment, 38 minutes in, I was like, all right, I'm not sure if he's right, but I'm into it. And candidly, I assumed that he was going towards my conclusion because everything he was talking about would have indicated that my hypothesis is the correct one, that these guys all conspired, that it's a military operation from as high as it possibly goes to fake this thing. And then this is how he stuck the landing.
Charlie Kirk events. So it appears that he is a new member of the security team. But if he is in security, why would he be stationed behind the barriers? Am I the only person who thinks this is suspicious? He's wearing a brown shirt. I would say he's 30 to 40 years old. He looks like a military guy. You know how people in the military have a certain look? Brown shirt man looks like a military guy.
And you look like a person who has not liked this video yet, which hurts deeply. And if you have liked this video, I appreciate you very much. And by the way, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, you're breaking the rules. It's not free to watch my content. All you have to do is subscribe, though. It doesn't cost any money. And then you can watch all of my content for free. Okay. Candy jar at the front of the store. Take as much as you want. All you have to do is one time click subscribe. Don't be the person that takes the candy and doesn't leave this order for muscular dystrophy. I don't know why I always default to muscular dystrophy, dude. Here we go.
5 minutes before the shot happens, Brown Shirt Man gives a hand signal.
Here you have the shooter signaling to someone else saying, 5 minutes until the shot. And look carefully who is watching the signal. Watch again. Here the man in the blue shirt turns on his video glasses. I only know this because I have the same glasses. A minute later, he signals 4-minute mark.
And did you see right before that? He turned around. Watch him. Watch him. Right here. Oh, wait, is he? Oh, no, you can see him. Okay. And then he signals 4 minutes.
A minute later, he signals 4-minute mark.
Oh, a countdown?
So Brown Shirt
Right in Charlie's eye line. He gave a countdown right in front of the target. Guys, every single thing that comes out after my hypothesis solidifies my position. Hand signals, visible to the guy who you're supposedly supposed to smoke. Give me a break. Give me a break. He's in on it, dude. Charlie, in on it, I think, hypothetically. But now let's get into the palm gun, because this is also, this is great.
Here's another close-up of the Brown Shirt Man from the event. You can see he has a unique tattoo on his arm. This person right here is Frank Turek, who is a pastor who works with TPUSA Faith. A lot of people have been wondering why he's holding his cell phone this way. Frank Turek claims he was on FaceTime. This does not look like a FaceTime call to me. This looks like he is recording video footage. These are 3 angles, just so you can understand where Frank Turek is. Frank Turek is pointing his cell phone camera directly at Brown Shirt Man.
And by the way, let me just point one thing out. Frank Turek pointing his cell phone at Brown Shirt Man and being on FaceTime would actually make more sense if we are talking about coordinating people for what is forthcoming, because Frank Turek, and you're about to see, these guys are going to be sharing signals with each other. Okay. They're going to be sharing signals with each other. Well, they have direct line of sight to Brown Shirt Guy. Okay. There's obviously going to be people in other areas that probably need to know what is going to happen, subsequent, on their little timeline. And if he's on a FaceTime, then a person can be on their phone watching for the sign through the FaceTime with Frank Turek going like this and filming him, right? And it looks like he's filming. Now, maybe he's filming also. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, FaceTime is not necessarily untrue, and it would certainly not delegitimize the fact that they're interacting with each other, because it very clearly seems like they are.
So I started looking more closely at Brown Shirt Man. Something that strikes me as odd are these sunglasses. These are massive, bulky sunglasses. I realize that military men tend to like to wear large aviator-style sunglasses. But even for aviator sunglasses, these are pretty bulky.
That's such a good catch, man. It's such a good catch, because I would have never noticed that.
The lenses are big, the frames themselves are really bulky. I bring this up because one thing you would want in a high-profile assassination is a laser sight on your gun to make sure you do not miss the target. One thing that militaries use is infrared laser.
Oh my God, I didn't even catch this. I didn't realize. Okay. This makes it that much better.
These are lasers that are invisible to the human eye, but can be seen when viewed through IR glasses. Now, normally, IR glasses are massive goggles. But this is something that we know DARPA has been working on. DARPA is the top secret research and development group for the US military. They've been working on something called the Envision program. These would be normal-looking sunglasses that can see IR lasers even in full sunlight. Here's what it would look like. You can see the laser sight here. So someone could aim their laser sight at Charlie Kirk's neck, and no one would be able to see the laser except for the person wearing the special sunglasses.
So if they were aiming to shoot Charlie Kirk, why would they aim for the neck? Because they, like everybody's saying, like it was not a 30-06, right? Because if the 30-06 hit him in the neck, it would have blown his spine out, right? So if we're going, anyway, let me ask you this. If, let's just say that those glasses are actually those Envision glasses, I mean, I think that they could just be sunglasses, or they might be AR glasses with some kind of, who knows? They could be DARPA or operational things. But like when I first heard him say this, I thought that what he was, because at this point I hadn't realized that he was not going to get to my hypothesis. So he had earlier gone through this whole thing, right? With the van, right? If you're not familiar with this, there's a theory that it's also on the playlist, where Charlie had, where these guys had opened the trunk, and people think that they can prove with sound triangulation from the videos that the bullet did not go to Charlie, but actually went into the back of the trunk, and then they closed the trunk. So I thought what he was referencing was that. I thought he was saying that he could tell that the laser was going into the back of the trunk. And so they were confirming that for sure there's no one in the line of fire, right? So they could shoot it into the trunk, and for sure they were not going to injure or kill anybody. But apparently not. Okay, so I got to move this forward because I got to get past the Charlie part where he gets shot. But watch this.
Close-up of his hand, his fingers are spread slightly apart, and it looks like something is poking through his fingers. The thing poking through his fingers is aimed in a direct line to the bullet hole in Charlie Kirk's neck. Does anyone find this suspicious? Something that assassins are known to use is called a palm pistol. This is a small circular item you can hold in the palm of your hand. You would let the barrel of the gun poke out through your fingers, just like what we see with Brown Shirt Man. And you fire the gun by twitching your hand because your palm activates the trigger. I have to say that people have other theories as well. Some people suspect that the twitch of this man's hand is not pulling a trigger mechanism, but instead detonating an explosive device in Charlie Kirk's lapel microphone.
Now you're talking. Maybe. But I'm going to show you another clip in regards to that. Another person that I think is very suspicious as it relates to whether or not they detonated something at the time that the lapel went off. Okay. But the palm gun is absurd. Okay. Look at this. Let me show you guys something. Okay. This is the palm gun in question, right? This right here. Look at this thing. Okay. It's from the 1800s, guys. Okay. It's from the 1800s. So I just want just take a look at this right here on the screen again. Okay. This says 7 yard. It's the squeezer type pistol with a rotary magazine. It was held with the barrel protruding between the first and second fingers and was fired by squeezing the grip lever with the palm. Inset shows the rotary magazine. Okay. So when you come back over here, okay. So just so we're clear, what we're talking about is a theory whereby he's using DARPA classified AR or infrared glasses, like the most top of the line classified technology in the world that no one even knows for sure exists. And then they coupled that with a palm gun. Okay, this is what I'm saying. There's no one who has any experience shooting guns that in any capacity would believe that this is correct. Okay, this is absurd. It's a 32 caliber, dude. It's a 32. No person on earth in the history of assassins, okay, who is going to be shooting from as far away as that guy is going to use a 32. A 32, dude. In 2025, a 32 caliber, we'll kill him with a 32 from 10 feet away. You're like, wait, what? He's like, with this little handheld, no one will see it. You're all, of all of the ways that we could shoot Charlie Kirk, this is literally the stupidest of all of them. Okay. I don't care if you, and also the idea that because you could see the infrared on the laser means that you just be able to just like just go like this, you're all bang, dead. Bang, dead. Dude, no person who shoots guns would in any world think that this is even moderately reasonable to assume. Now, this would be fun actually for me and Heavy Duty Country because we do videos on Heavy Duty Country Armory. So it's Heavy Duty Country's other channel. And we did this one a few days ago. We were doing the exploding mic theory. It's what the? Oh, it's like, hey, do you want to subscribe to this channel? I'm like, I'm subscribed. And then it's like, that's weird. It's all, oh, you are subscribed. Oh, and you are this person. So, no need. Anyway, but what we did after the exploding mic thing on this video was I brought a pocket gun. So I brought a little 380. It's literally like this big, dude. It's like it can fit in like it is smaller than my hand. It fits in a back pocket. You use a pocket holster, and it is, it's very challenging to shoot. Has a really long trigger. And so after we were done with that, I was like, you know what we could do with these watermelons? I was like, let's see if we could hit these things with this little 380 from 25, 30 yards or whatever, right? And so we tried it, okay? Now, the only reason I'm showing you this is, well, let's see. Let's just see how we did.
Oh! I fucking knew it, dude. All right, well, now I got to try with that one.
All right, hang on.
Let's see it.
Spoiler, Dan hits it too, okay? So maybe if me or Heavy Duty Country were, the only reason I'm showing you this is just to demonstrate, like, okay, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to like shooting firearms, especially little ones even. Well, I don't know about it especially, but like I could shoot little firearms, and I'm telling you, no one on earth ever would choose a mode of assassination with a palm gun that goes like this, okay? Like I still had to like set up and shoot this tiny little gun that happens to be very accurate for how small it is, but it doesn't matter. It's like, dude, a palm gun from the 1800s is absurd. It is absurd, ludicrous, impossible. Okay. There is, like, I'm telling you guys, that is not a theory that makes any sense at all. There is no chance that that is what happened. I promise. And also, I'll just remind you that the whole sequence started off with him visibly giving a countdown right in Charlie's eyeline. Okay. Does anyone seriously think that all of these things put together, the fact that Frank Turek seems to be accepting signs, that Charlie's security seems to be accepting signs, that the other guy is giving signals right in Charlie's face, in his line of sight, counting down, that Charlie seems to initiate the sequence right before he is shot, that the security jumps over the table immediately and they start working on him. None of them have any blood on their hands. None of them have any blood taking him from where he is laying to the vehicle. There's no trail of blood. There's nothing. Huge blood explosion immediately, and then none. Like, come on, guys. Okay? It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. Just think about who the final decision maker would be. Okay? Think about this. It's an intelligence or military operation, right? Okay? So it seems like a lot of coordination would go into that. Right? Which means there had to be a lot of people involved, right? Well, how many people have to say yes for that to be true? One. And does Charlie have a very close relationship with the person that would have needed to say yes? He does. He actually does. He needs to sell one person on this idea. And then everybody else falls in line. Okay? So his selling the big guy on it, simple. Retribution. Okay. We're going to talk a lot more about the reasoning I had it in this video, but it ended up going too long. It's going to be in the video that I end up doing. You'll see. It's forthcoming. But then for everybody else, there's a big reason, which was solidify control. You know what I mean? And anyway, we don't have to answer all of the questions. I know you guys are going to have a million questions. Oh, well, how is he going to see? Oh, he's never going to see his kids again? No, for sure he sees his kids. For sure he sees his kids. You think Erica's going to be chilling as the TPUSA CEO for the next like 25 years? She's not, dude. Okay? He sees his kids all the time. That's the whole reason he probably really wanted to do this, is to make sure that he could see his kids, which is another reason I have his back, dude. I would do anything to make sure that I was in my kids' lives. Anything. I respect it. Anyway, but that's enough for this one, I guess.